I don't know. I feel like we're coming in with a really weird energy, though. Like, we need to, like, release the chakras or something. It just feels very, ugh.
I just released the chakras before we got on the air.
I got a chakra brewing right now.
We're Generation X, laughing at the world today. We're getting older, but we're still gonna play all day. Radio Labyrinth, our minds are a maze, navigating through the chaos of these modern days. Lost in the radio.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Radio Labyrinth.
Well, as television on the radio says, welcome to the Golden Age. The Golden Age has begun. New era. Oddly, nothing feels any different than it did a week ago. To me, it's just cold in Atlanta, Georgia. Very cold. You're watching this or listening to this on Saturday morning, which means the ice is gone unless you live in the Northeast or the Midwest. And for that, I feel bad because you have to deal with it all year
Florida.
long. Yeah, or Florida. Yeah, the southern or the Gulf Coast. Just going to call it the Gulf.
The Gulf of America.
No, we're just going to call it the Gulf. Half the country's happy, half the country's mad. So that's where we are.
I don't think anybody's happy.
I see plenty of happy people.
Nah, I think it's more of a, I don't know, is bragging happy? Is that a happy thing to do?
We won.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know how bullies were in high school. It's all comes from insecurity. It's not happiness.
Doyle rules! Doyle rules!
Doyle rules!
I was a huge bully in high school.
Yeah.
I should take my lunch money like 4 or 5 times a week.
You didn't bust your skull open with a cereal bowl, so.
I didn't bust. Okay, that's really blown out of proportion. I threw it at him and it hit him. And I don't even know why. I guess because he was mad I was playing Star Wars figures with his brother. But anyway, the Golden Age is upon us. The Golden Age. The Gilded Age was in the 1800s. The Golden Age is in the 20... What do we call it? The 2020s.
You order your golden toilet from Trump.com?
Yes,
I did. It's available, though, on the TikTok shop.
And how did the Gilded Age end?
Anyone? The Great Depression.
This is not going to be a golden age. You have a cabinet, the tech broligarchy, who are actively just trying to figure out how to get them off this planet because they know this one is and nobody can fix it.
Did you make that up, oligarchy? I haven't heard that. I like it.
Sure.
I thought it was funny at the inauguration with, America's leading billionaire incel, Mark Zuckerberg, staring down at...
Boobs.
What knockers?
Big ass titties!
Big titties!
Yeah, even Barron, who's 18, Barron Trump, he wasn't even looking at him. He knows Lauren Sanchez is busted. Isn't she busted? I mean, I think that that Mr. Amazon really downgraded. I mean, he got a real doll. She's got the fake boobs. She's Tony Gonzalez's ex-wife, so he can, if he likes KC or whatever other teams, the Falcons, whatever, she can regale him with all those stories of being on the road. But his first wife, the one who helped him build Amazon and then got that sweet payout when they got divorced, she actually looks just like a normal human being. No filler.
I'm sure that she ordered it from Amazon. That's why it didn't look right.
Yeah.
He's got all the money in the world and he still looks like that. That's what I want to know.
Who?
Bezos or
Jeff
Zuckerberg.
Bezos?
Either
What
one
can
of
he
them
do?
or Elon.
Well, Elon at least got hair plugs. If you remember back in the PayPal days, that guy had a receding hairline. And like Elton John, he mysteriously grew hair. And there are people now, I knew people in the early 90s who didn't know Elton John was bald. And so, he always got that wig on. Nuh-uh.
The only one up there that looks halfway decent is J.D. Vance, and he looks like he's done up to go into theater at any moment.
He looks like a goth kid who didn't get all the makeup off before he put on his suit.
Is it eyeliner? Does he wear eyeliner?
It looks to me like he wears eyeliner.
It really looks like eyeliner.
At least his wife looked happy to be there. Unlike the thin white Duke. She looked like Melania Trump looked like literally looked like the thin white Duke because there's the same outfit. James Urbaniak on X posted a picture of David Bowie wearing that hat, the same kind of hat and the suit and everything.
I always look so like she's like in a Cab Calloway video, or
She looked like the preacher off of Poltergeist 2. So she looked.
Yeah.
Are you lost, sweetheart?
Yeah. No, we're not. We're just saying the outfit. She's obviously a lovely woman. I watch the speech because I watch all of them. I don't care if I like the president or dislike him. I just think it's important to watch it. And plus, my son obviously didn't have school that day, January 20th, because it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So we were watching it, and he kept saying, "Where's the president? Where's Joe Biden?" I said, "Well, he's not the president anymore. Where's Joe Biden? Why? Why isn't he the president?" And I realized, obviously he's not going to remember any of this. But I watched Nixon swearing in when I was 3, so he can watch this.
Well, he was smarter than most of the people there, so.
Yeah, well, they were all there. They were all there. Barack Obama, he was there. Joe Biden's body was there. Brain's been in Delaware for 10 years. George W. Bush was there. He looked interested. I love him.
Was he on a gummy? Was he on a gummy? Everybody
had to have been.
think he was on a gummy.
In 2020, all the memes were Bernie, because he was sitting out there with those big mittens on, those big hippie muckluck mittens on. And Bush just looked like he was having a blast. I can't believe he went, to be honest.
I think Bush was sitting out there going like, I can't believe this is real. I mean, like, I just can't believe any of this is real.
I'm not the worst president ever anymore.
Y'all don't hate me anymore. You hated me for so long. Everybody that hated me then all loves me now. I think that's fantastic. Even Keith Olbermann likes me now, and that's saying something because I don't like him. I think he's that guy. From MSNBC. What's his name? Rachel Maddow. I think he's her dad. Now I can do that because SNL did the same thing last week. What, Steph?
And Mike Pence was there by himself because I assume that they had his wife in a windowless van somewhere, bound and gagged to make sure that he'd show up.
The peaceful transition of power in our democracy. She was there, wasn't she? Or didn't she?
No, he came solo.
Well, Michelle Obama wasn't there because she and Barack are getting divorced and he's dating Jennifer Aniston. That's the rumor.
Oh, come on.
That's the rumor.
Get out of here.
Hey, I don't begrudge the guy. Jennifer Aniston, 10 years past her prime. Get it.
It's not dating Jennifer Aniston. I do not believe that.
You don't believe it?
No.
I don't believe it either. I think he and Michelle are fine. I hate all these rumors. They're not getting along anymore.
I don't know. They might be getting divorced, but I highly doubt he's dating Jennifer Aniston.
He might be. Just, word to the wise, Jennifer Aniston. If the cook starts coming around, you might want to book a vacation. Anyway, it was rather overshadowed by the big, massive snowstorm that dusted us and then froze everything. Now, Dustin and Steph and I all live in pretty much the same area. Jeff, I don't think you got any snow, did you?
It snowed a little, but it was all gone by this morning.
Yeah, where we live, everything's a sheet of ice. And Dustin, did it affect you? I think Conyers got some snow, right?
Oh yeah, Conyers and Covington both were covered in snow and then ice.
Well, as long as the roads are okay. I drove home last night very slowly. It's the slowest I've ever gone on those highways because you had to. There was ice on them, and people don't like it when you are driving responsibly. They zoom ahead of you, and then you always say that silent prayer, like, I hope nothing happens to you, but I hope you get in a wreck and your car is totaled, but that you're perfectly fine, because I don't like that karma. Karma, get it? And then the people with the blinkers, that drives me nuts. The blinker people. Yeah, we get it. Everybody's driving slow. You don't have to have your blinkers on. You guys do that? Do you put your
You mean your hazards?
Fuck no.
Your hazards, yeah.
No.
That's what I mean.
It's one of the most dangerous things you can do in a rainstorm.
Yeah, and people do that in the rainstorm
Constantly.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know it's dangerous. I see you. I have eyes. And then Monday night, they had all the dumb balls, and then Snoop Dogg, who never turns down a paycheck, apparently did a show. And then everybody thought Elon Musk was giving everybody a Sieg Heil, even though he's just a weirdo madman on the spectrum. But he's not a nutsy.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
It's not okay to call him a Nazi, but I guess we can just agree on retarded.
Well, I said spectrum.
This is a golden age, Tim.
Retarded's okay now, according to Ari Shafir.
Oh, okay, yeah, but Ari Shafir is probably canceled.
Oh, yeah, it's a few times, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's proper to use that in certain aspects, but I've never really felt it was offensive because we never called anybody that was development, whatever the term is. We never called people like that. that name because it's mean. But words have meaning and the power to heal and also hurt and harm. And so, Dustin, I chastise thee. I'm going the other way. The less woke the government and the country is, the more woke I'm going. I will not tolerate that kind of hate speech, Dustin.
You think he's being sarcastic?
I think he's a spaz, and I think he did that. And then if you say, I don't think that's what he did, even the ADL came out and said that's not what he was doing. He's just spastic and crazy and gesticulates a lot. But, there's no need to defend something that didn't happen. But if you do, or if you try to make a point about it, everybody thinks you're like some sort of right-wing nut job.
Well, yeah.
So you just can't win at all. But that's just where I'm going to leave that, because we're not going to spend the next couple of years I made this mistake in 2017. Not exactly, I love Trump, stuff like that, but trying to call out the ridiculousness and the hyperbole that's surrounding a lot of this. And it didn't fare well. People got mad. And then if you made fun of Trump, those people got mad. So we're just going to talk about shit that happens, and we'll make fun of it.
I would like to say that I feel like we transitioned from scumbag to scumbag. There really is no difference. They're both scumbags.
No difference. Except this one has a brain.
He pardoned his scumbag son, and then this scumbag is pardoning, all the scumbags that he is. They're all scumbags. The only decent human being that was ever in that office was Jimmy Carter.
In our lifetime.
That's it. But all the rest of them have been scumbags. There's just a few that were cooler to hang out with, I think. I would have liked to hang out with Clinton if he wasn't SAing me. I would like to hang out with probably George W. Now. He seems pretty cool to me now.
Yeah.
I know you wouldn't. Nobody ever said he was an SAer.
I never got charged with anything or accused of anything. I love my wife. I have a couple of daughters that are successful now. Anyway, I'd love to hang out with you, Steph. We could paint.
Oh, man, that would be the best. I'd love to come to your ranch and ride some horses.
That's fine.
Take some 150 milligram gummies.
Take some gummies. Yeah, man.
Look dazed through the entire ceremony.
He wouldn't look dazed. He looked like he was having a blast. And that's how you know he was on something. Oh, that's also the latest rumor that she's ditching Doug Emhoff. So everything's rumors and stupid and dumb, and we don't.
She's dating Brad Pitt now.
She is dating Brad Pitt and helping him get out of the hospital.
Yeah.
One more thing on this Elon thing. Chuck D, the head muckety muck over at Public Enemy Limited,
the CEO,
and he's not a Trump fan at all. But he's critical of everyone, not just one thing. He said something about, I don't know what the deal is with Musk. I think he's probably just a little off, but I don't think that's what he's doing. And he posted that on Blue Sky, and every reply to him is, this guy's 60 years old, the elder statesman of activist rap. I don't think he uses his words lightly. I don't think he says stupid things. And eventually I think he corrected himself because he just got tired of the hate. But I love Blue Sky for a couple of reasons, because there's people over there I like, and there's fun pop culture stuff on there. But as you're going through it, it's like, politics. Like, just shut up. The same thing with X, but I can't let that go because we have to promote stuff.
Words are like bullets. Words are like bullets.
It talks. That's my favorite line in that episode. But I don't know if I'm long for that app or any of. I wish we didn't have to be on any of them. Well, we don't have to. What's your favorite social media app out of all of them?
Insta.
Snapchat.
Really? I have that. I'm not on it. Why do you like Snapchat?
Yeah, it's just the most fun, I think. I think I've got my algorithm curated well.
I bet.
Boobs.
Yeah, I thought that was just for children. I didn't know that people were on there.
Snapchat?
Yeah.
Yeah. I use it to make my TikTok, or not TikToks. I use it to make my cameos because I can put a face feature in. Dustin, you said Facebook?
Yeah. I've always liked the connectivity of Facebook with friends and
me too,
and stuff like that, and pop culture stuff. Yeah.
Same. Although lately, my feed is so and so passed away, and I'm like, oh god, I can't. I mean, it's really ramped up. Not celebrities, just people that I knew. I'm like, oh. I do like TikTok, so I'm glad that that stunt, ran its course. We'll see what happens in 87 days. But
75 days, I thought.
It's 90 days, wasn't it?
I don't know. I'm hearing all different numbers, but There's no way that China's going to sell it.
Well, don't worry. I'm talking to she. I do like TikTok. That's the best algorithm. I got to check out Snapchat. Is that like TikTok, Jeff? I just use it to make videos, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a combination of TikTok and Instagram.
All right.
Awesome. Did you guys notice all the integration that's available now that it came back?
No. With what? Other apps?
With Meta.
Oh, well, then I guess we know who's going to have a majority.
Yeah, and that's the rumor, is that 12-hour outage was the exact amount of time it would take for a server shift. And most of the stuff, if you look in TikTok, the root source code from it comes from a server farm in Utah that's owned by Facebook.
Oh, good.
So I think Zuck's got it.
Well, I deleted the app, and I'm not going to re-download it.
Why, you don't like it now that it's not banned?
Why, you could sell your phone for $50,000 if you have TikTok installed on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you can't download it from the App Store right now. So people are on eBay selling their phones for $50,000.
Oh my God, we are doomed.
I gotta go. I'm going to eBay.
It's time for news, trailers, and trends with Steph.
The latest thing is that this Justin Baldoni guy, now he's suing Blake Lively for $400 million. Her and Ryan Reynolds, saying that they defamed him. And so he released, him and his lawyer, they thought this was a good idea. They released footage that was uncut from when they were filming this dancing scene. This is the scene that she references several times in her part, where she's saying that he was sexually harassing her and blah, blah, blah. So he releases this uncut footage to try and prove that it was, they were just joking around. You can tell by this, blah, blah, blah. And if you look in the comments, it is split right down the middle. People are saying she seems uncomfortable as hell through this whole thing. So him releasing this is not helping his case at all. And then everybody else who watched it, they're like, oh, yeah. I mean, I don't see what she's got her panties in a twist about.
Where was the intimacy coordinator?
Right.
Well, this was just they were completely dressed. They're dancing. But it was, I guess, the way he was like smelling all on her and burying his face in her neck. And then he was talking to her. He wasn't the character. He was himself. And you do hear her trying to steer it back. She keeps trying to steer it back. And that's not what the characters will say. Hey, why don't we just talk? And he just keeps on going in and in. And it was, to me, it was cringy after I watched it. But at the same time, I also don't feel like it was as big of a deal for her to have thrown such a tangent over this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Where's Ryan Reynolds in all this? Has he been commenting, or is he just sort of involved?
Yeah, I haven't read his comments about it.
Yeah, the claim was that they also used, if you've seen the new Deadpool movie, there's a scene with Pretty Deadpool. Him without the mask, and that was supposed to be some of the jokes, the inside jokes that they were saying there were supposedly about him.
Okay.
So
that's what he's pushing. And I watched it. To me, it just looks like a director that's staying on their mark in between scenes as he's coaching her of what it should look like and how they should act. And she just looks like an actress getting direction, but she's also an actress whose husband is Ryan Reynolds, and she has a certain attitude about everything.
All we can do here at Radio Labyrinth is pray that everybody gets what they need out of this and that it ends quickly and without more trouble in the future.
I hope it ends with them.
Yeah, good one.
And the movie is not good. I watched it. All these bitches at my job were carrying this book around. Oh, my God. And so then I'm like, I'm not going to read the book because, I don't read them. So I watched it, and I kept waiting for this horrible physical abuse she was supposed to be suffering. And I mean, he threw her down the stairs, but like big whoop. I mean, I was waiting for like a real hardcore beatdown, and it never really came. So, and then of course, Family Guy, they did the titular line, like she's holding the baby, and then she says, "It ends with us," and I was like, "Oh, God damn it."
All right. Well, like I said, best of luck to everyone involved in the case, and that the animosity ends and they can all become friends again and continue to make bad movies.
Somebody who really took this whole TikTok ban to heart, Representative Glenn Grothman. He was one of the people who said that TikTok should be banned. Well, this kid, this younger person, he was very upset about it. So he went and tried to set his office on fire. And it was only that he burned the door. The door was on fire. But that's really as far as the fire went. And when the cops showed up, he was just watching it burn. So it was pretty easy to nab him.
I set the building on fire.
Yes. Very. It was very that.
Was it chef reactions? Because you got to imagine he was probably bummed out. A lot of people were bummed out. I was bummed out. I couldn't take a dump for 2 days, or however many hours it was. I remember I sat down because it was supposed to go at midnight, and I sat down to take my Saturday mid-afternoon dump, and it was gone. But it's back now.
It was 14 hours that it was out.
Yeah.
I could tell because I only got 4 pages into War and Peace.
I don't know what's going to happen to this kid. He just seems misguided.
Throw the book at him. Lock him up.
They need to fill some cells now that they let everybody from January 6th out.
He's never coming out.
That's right, son.
Well, he's out. More Bean Boy for the rest of you.
I want to say congratulations to Jay Johnston from Anchorman and Mr. Show. What a great guy he was. He played the president on Mr. Show a number of times on Arrested Development. And, of course, I will be writing an executive order demanding that he be returned to Bob's Burgers.
No one's going to hire him. What's he going to do? He'll have to go on the 5 or Gutfield. That'll be it.
Oh, they'll add him as like the court jester or something.
I mean, you got to think they're still friends with him, right? Do you think David Cross, I mean, the guys that were actually friends with him, do you think they're going to just say, screw him, I hate him now? Or they're going to, hey, man, what were you thinking? You think he'll go on a podcast tour? Who would have him?
I don't know, man. I mean, I got to say, as much as like us, our core here, I think you guys are awesome. Love you guys, blah, blah. But yeah, if you guys got arrested at a Capitol riot, I don't know if I'd talk to you anymore. It's pretty fucking weird.
I'd talk to you.
Yeah. I'd
doing?
cut you off because that's weird. It's just strange and odd, and I'd be like, you're a fucking psycho. There's something
Steph,
wrong with you.
Can you put like $10 in my commissary account, please?
Please. I gotta get condoms.
I would think probably more of you if you killed somebody for a good reason, to be honest with you.
Well, you do love murder.
Because I can identify with that.
You love the murder. You love the murder. Yeah, but you got to think, the guy gets out of jail. Maybe he can do maybe go on Rogan. I don't know if Rogan would have him. I don't know who that is, Jamie.
I mean, somebody should have him on. I'd like to hear how it was.
David
for him
Cross has a podcast.
Yeah.
That would be a good one for him to go on. Well, Jay Johnston, we wish you good luck, and you're always welcome to come on and plead your case on Radio Labyrinth. Tell us all about it.
Well, a show that I know we're all jacked about coming back is The Righteous Gemstones. There's no release date yet for the new season this year, but it was just announced that Megan Mullally, who is a comedic genius, and Sean William Scott are both joining the cast. And Mullally, she's going to guest star as Lori Millsap, a longtime friend of the Gemstone family who used to write music and sing with Amy Lay. So I'm sure that's going to be, she's going to go so over the top with it.
And that Millsap is a nod to Ronnie Millsap.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Smoky Mountain Rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And that's and Sean William Scott is playing Corey Millsap, her son, who's been a family friend of the Gemstones for like his whole life.
Nice.
Great.
So
we'll have to talk to Valen Hall and see if she wants to come on soon.
Oh my God, yes.
She already said yes. We just have to.
Yeah, that would be very sweet. James Gunn is giving new updates on what is and what is not DCU canon from the DCEU.
Okay.
And this started with a tweet. I think it might have been on Bluesky or whatever the hell, where the guy, he says, finally got to finish watching Creature Commandos, and it was hilariously brilliant. But I do have one question after watching. Is the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker fully DCU canon? Because most plot points in them were either referenced or followed up on in Creature Commandos. And James Gunn's short answer was, only Creature Commandos forward is pure canon.
Whoa.
So, for instance, Rick Flag Jr. was killed because we heard Rick Flag Sr. talking about it in Creature Commandos, not because we saw it in the Suicide Squad. Now, does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's after the fact.
So
I think he's done a good job. I'm not going to criticize him. I think those movies and
Creature Commandos is fucking amazing. If you guys aren't watching it,
that is on my to-do list. As soon as I finish watching Landman, and then the Mormon Civil War show,
American Primeval.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that, and then I'm going to watch Creature Commandos.
Well, after the whole Tyson Jake Paul boxing match in November, and then the fact that they aired some live football games, Netflix drew, I don't even know, like 19 million more new subscribers in the last quarter of 2024.
Yep.
And because of that, they're going to raise the price.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make any sense? It's going from, if you have the standard monthly membership without advertisements, it's going from $15.49 to $17.99.
Yep.
And at their highest priced premium tier, which, do you know anybody who has this one?
No, what do you get with that? A blowjob?
Yeah.
I mean, they're paying $22.99 for that a month right now, and it's going to go up to $25.
You get games
Ted
with that?
Sarandos comes and switches the channels for you.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll do it for you. No, do you get games with that?
Yes.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
And it includes 4K video quality.
And I get that, by the way.
Oh, Dustin.
Dustin.
Big primo Netflix.
For the 4K.
You put $10 in my commissary account, motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm just trying to buy condoms for the guys who fucking think you'd help me out. All I did was poop on Nancy Pelosi's desk.
Lottie freaking die. Well, I don't know. I think it is really stupid that they attract all these subscribers, but yet they raise the prices. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, there are places to find these shows that aren't necessarily the legalist of places to look. But you can. So if you don't want to, like, there's a million things on there. You're not going to watch all of them. Squid Game is gone and done, over and done. Didn't capture the hearts and minds of Americans like season 1.
Don't worry, I'm going to make a law that they cannot raise the rates again until I'm out of office.
Well, the world of AI, yet again, it was an epic fail. When Sexy Red, I know, Jeff, you have her whole catalog. She's such a classy lady.
Where is she?
She's a rapper, and I use that term
She's the one that
loosely.
did the devil signs at the Super Bowl?
I don't know. Was she?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. She does. I mean, the kids like her. She does songs like, I think it's called Get It Sexy or whatever.
So she's in a club with Martin Luther King wearing a tank top with tattoos all over her fucking body.
She posted an AI image on MLK Day of her shaking hands with Martin Luther King, and Martin Luther King's daughter, Bernice, did not like it.
She's dancing with him. Their hands are like they're dancing together.
It's not good. It's
No,
not
it
good.
is.
All I see is that I think you should leave sketch where he's like, "You saw my mom last night?"
Well, Bernice King said that it was dishonoring, deplorable, and disrespectful of her family and her father. And Sexy Red, who actually has some sense, apologized and
Good.
took it down.
Good.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that some people, you think that just because you can do stuff like this, that you should. And maybe, I mean, that's kind of like always been the whole motto of everybody. I mean, going back to Jurassic Park.
We're so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Just because you can do it.
That is the biggest problem with it, is that people use it with the best intentions and it comes across a different way. Most things people put out with AI and it becomes offensive. It was just a joke on the front end. The Carlin thing, same thing.
I tend to believe, though, if this was someone else, even if it was another female rapper, maybe like somebody like Missy Elliott or even Queen Latifah, I don't think Bernice King would have been as irritated. But I think it's because Sexy Red is so trashy.
Yeah.
That's partially why she was so irritated about it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Did you guys watch Saturday Night Live? It's Dave Chappelle.
Great monologue. Very
Long
fun.
Didn't even have time to introduce the musical guest.
Who was the musical guest? Glorilla?
Yeah.
Yeah, Glorilla.
Yeah, the cold opening, I didn't laugh, but I laughed. Well, no, I did. The guy who does Trump, what's his name again? I forget his name.
James Austin Johnson.
I didn't really take it in like I took it in last Saturday night. He is the best that they've ever had do Trump. And the reason that he's so good is because he does Trump now, just like he does all the different eras of Bob Dylan. He can sing and do the different Dylan. It captures it. I just love it. He nails it. Good job.
Well, I thought standout jokes for Chappelle in that monologue, the one when he was trying to decide whether or not to be the first after the presidential election.
Yeah.
And then the moment that he decided Los Angeles burned to the ground.
Yeah, he was great. He was and I love that. Why did Lauren let him smoke? Because no one else does.
I don't know. I mean, isn't that against like New York City code? I'm surprised.
No, on stage it's allowed.
It's considered part of the act. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, anyway, it was pretty good. I mean, he always does a decent job on there, but I think he did a nice job with like making it poignant, and he ended on like a good note and all that.
And then he refused to appear in any sketches after Weekend Update. Didn't notice that?
Yeah.
He wasn't in any sketches at all after Weekend Update.
Well, that was probably his.
That's the first time that's happened in like 26 years or something.
Well, good for him.
Yep.
I'm sure that was his thing. Like, I'll do it, but I'm not doing all these damn sketches. I'm just not going to do it. And he put all of his time into the front end of it.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that David Lynch was R.I.P. that he was working with Netflix on a limited series before he passed away?
Oh no.
He was, and then
how much did they get done?
Not anything.
Yeah, that's too bad.
It was more like Lynch's ideas. He already had like this idea. Then COVID hit, and then they were going to start going with it after that. And then he started getting sick. And so Netflix told him, whenever you get better, whatever, basically gave him carte blanche, whatever it is that you want to do. And actually the head of Netflix, they said that they're kind of sad because they're always going to wonder what the hell was he going to do? Whatever it was, they were going to sign off on it.
Well, don't worry about it, Tammy. I'll be doing the series in heaven.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it when you die.
That's right.
Yeah, we didn't. These guys, he died and Bob Uecker died a day after we recorded last week, so we couldn't get it into the show. But those are some heavy hitters, those two. Love David Lynch, love Bob Uecker, different reasons.
Maybe I shouldn't have smoked so much. What do you think?
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Yeah, that's what he said at the end.
Yeah, but a year ago, he made,
I love smoking.
Yeah.
Everybody always says it at the end when they can't breathe.
Yep.
Up until then, though, it is a hell of a good time.
Sure. It sure is. It's wonderful.
In another AI news, The Brutalist, they're getting a little bit of chin music for the fact that they came out and they admitted that Adrian Brody and Felicity Jones's performances, they used AI to tweak their Hungarian accents to make them sound more authentic.
So?
Well, I mean, to that, I would say I'm sure Daniel Day-Lewis is like, go fuck yourself.
Day-Lewis is a method actor.
Well, still, though, I kind of understand why people are irritated about that because, if you are a good actor, you should be able to do the accent.
Yeah,
I don't think they should use
a dialect coach.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm with you there.
Why are we even having actors? Might as well just have AI actors then.
Well, sooner rather than later, I say. This is in Hollywood. They're caves where they keep the kids.
Well, that's what I put that in there because I was curious to see what your all's opinion about that was.
Obviously, I was on the wrong side of history in that one.
They've been using technology to replace actors' voices, though, forever. Didn't they do that to Mel Gibson in Road Warrior?
Yep. Yeah, ADR's long been, whether it's the different actor, voiceover person, someone that can mimic the actor that can.
Yeah, and just AI is just another piece of technology to
Richard Dreyfuss never did one bit of ADR of himself. His brother did all of it.
Who did it?
His brother.
Really?
Yeah. Same Tom Hanks did the same thing with his brother.
Dave Coulier did Richard Pryor ADR.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was on.
But wait,
like Oprah when he was on there first.
Yeah. What, Steph?
But I would think that doing the accent that is not yours is part of the acting, though.
It is.
Yeah.
That's why I agree with you guys. They should hire a damn dialect coach, learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, the Harry Potter show is coming together now, and Chris Columbus, who directed the first 2 Harry Potter films, is super geeked about it. And he said that he feels like Cillian Murphy should be Voldemort.
Really?
You don't think so?
No, that's great. I think he's great. Cillian Murphy's great. I think it's all great. I'm glad they're redoing it.
Hey, look, I remember what you said, Tim, but like Columbus has some good points. He said that, their first film, it was like 2 hours and 40 minutes. And still, there was so much of the book that he could not put in there. Mm-hmm. And he said that the series is really going to explore a lot of stuff that they never could fit into it. And J.K. Rowling is working with them on it. So there will be a lot of authenticity to it.
I can't be privy to that if she's involved. I'll watch the series, of course, and Chris Columbus is right. There's tons of stuff that they left out, and as the books get longer and longer and longer as you go, they had to leave out more and more and more stuff. Thank you, Steph, for the news.
You're welcome.
Hello, America. I'm Casey Kasem, and now it's time for a long-distance dedication. It comes from a woman named Eileen, who lives in hell. She writes, "Dear Casey, a few years ago, I ran into a very handsome man at the Sheets next to my dungeon. Both of us were buying the only cigarettes available in hell, Dural's. Playing on the overhead speaker was one of my favorite songs, Do You Want to Touch Me by Gary Glitter. We shared a smile, and I began to hope he'd offer me a ride back to my cell. As it happens, he was going the other way, and I lost my chance to kill him and leave him in a culvert. Casey, could you please play Do You Want to Touch Me?" Well, Eileen, no, I can't. But I can wish a happy hellish birthday to Gary Ray Bowles, an American serial killer who was executed in 2019 for the murders of 6 men in 1994. He is sometimes referred to as the I-95 killer, since most of his victims lived close to the interstate. I'm sure that didn't help with the traffic, because 95 is always a bitch, just like Eileen. In honor of Gary, let's take a trip back to August 22nd of 2019, the date of his execution. The number 1 song in America was Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. The number 1 movie, Good Boys, whatever that is, and the number 1 television show, Stranger Things, when 11 was still illegal. Happy birthday in hell, Gary. Now, on with the countdown.
Hey, if you're in Conyers and you're hungry, or if you're in any part of the area near Conyers, Georgia, which is right outside of Atlanta, Georgia, and you're hungry and you want some really good pizza or gyros, why not check out Atlanta Pizza and Gyro? They've proudly been serving the East Metro Atlanta area for over 40 years. They're a great place to be this winter, and Atlanta Pizza and Gyro is ready for the holiday season. Now, no need to break traffic laws and smuggle it in from Texas, you bandits. Stop by AP&G and get $3.50 Coors Banquet stubby bottles and more. They've got the best gyros, pizzas and hot subs, and Greek and Italian specialties around. Stop by Monday through Friday, 11 to 9 p.m., and on Saturday from noon to 9 p.m. They are closed on Sundays. Tuesday nights, they have team trivia from 7 to 8:30. Bring your smartest friends and test your trivia knowledge against the best Conyers has to offer. And if it's just like Dustin, for example, you have a good chance of winning.
Or wash my hair with their house dressing.
Or you put one of those caps on so it really soaks into your scalp.
Exactly. And then whatever drips out in the night makes like a lovely little 2 a.m. snack.
By the way, their food truck is on blocks until the end. No, for the winter. I'm sorry.
For the winter season?
Yeah. All right. Hey, do you have a commercial or residential construction printing need? Well, what are you waiting for? Contact LDI Repro Printing of Athens. They've been in Athens, Georgia since 2005 with fast turnaround and affordable prices. Call 706-316-9366 or email them at athens@ldiline.com.
Guys, are you reading the online comments?
Gotta read some of these comments.
I'm loving your guys' comments.
You're reading your own comments?
Yeah, they're really good. I worked hard on them.
The secret is don't read the comment cards.
We talked about Tim Dillon last week. Polarizing episode. Steph and I on Team Tim. Jeff and Dustin on not Team Tim. And we put the episode up, and you can tell who didn't watch any of it by the comments that they left. Let's see. Imagine thinking Tim Dillon isn't a national treasure. Now, that's from Tartoon, and that could be somebody who did watch it, because that's not that vile of a post. Christopher said, absolutely love you guys and your podcast. Keep on trucking. We will. I'm not reading this one. About the inauguration. Where's that really mean one? That's my favorite one. Be the one that said, you guys are fucking idiots. Tim Dillon's funnier than all of you combined. Well, obviously he's a comedian. We know he's funny. And in fact, we said he was funny. At least Steph and I did. So those are some comments. Brett Perkins said, I missed the dummy in my ad. I don't know what that means.
Oh, you in the middle of the ad used to say dummy.
Oh. When are you going to have Seabass from Cartnarks on? He also asks, and I replied, I've asked him. We left it there. And this one comes from Ariel Vega. And Ariel says, some of those homeless camps have been wired up with firebomb traps. There's a video of that from 2021. Firebugs do exist. How it happened doesn't seem to be very relevant due to how hard it is to prove anything. But one thing is for certain, there is zero excuse for the level of havoc that the fire has caused in Los Angeles. This level of ineptitude should carry a hefty punishment. People lie, and many died. Even if prison time is considered, the debt has not been repaid sufficiently. Serious responsibility demands serious penalty for failure. And that's a comment on the Los Angeles fires, which as of today are kicking back up.
Ariel Vega is not wrong.
No, Ariel Vega is not wrong. Lock him up!
Lock up the fires.
Lock up the fires. That's solved the problem. And Gavin Newsom, while you're at it.
We did a couple polls. Dustin put a couple polls up on our YouTube channel. And by the way, you can comment on anything we talked about and put it in the comments, and we'll read it. Which pop culture milestone shocked you the most this week? Coming in at 9%. Neil Gaiman faces new allegations. So I guess everybody, 91% of people were not shocked by that. At 18%, Rage Against the Machine hits 1 billion streams. And that's probably the amount of people that cared. 27% said FEMA's latest controversy, which I forget about. Snow?
Leaving North Carolina for California.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we out. And then 45% said Mel Gibson's house burning down mid-interview with Joe Rogan. Wow, that's fucked up. Do you need to go? And then Dustin's other poll on our Radio Labyrinth podcast YouTube page says, what do you think of Tim Dillon's LA Fires jokes? And it was a 50-50 split. Hilarious, comedy gold, or haven't heard them yet. And no one complained.
I do feel like somebody has missed the ball. I keep looking for a video of FEMA leaving North Carolina to be scored for the OC soundtrack. You know, that song, California, like as they're packing up.
Oh, man. That was a good song, by the way. Who sang that? Phantom Planet?
Yep.
California.
Views. Or.
Snooze.
Last week was Beyond Saturday Night, Roy Wood Jr., which was really good, and Severance, which I watched all of Beyond Saturday Night.
Now, is that anywhere other than...
no, it's Peacock.
Yeah, man.
And the cowbell episode was my favorite one. The whole documentary about cowbell, the cowbell sketch.
Don't you say nothing else? I haven't got to watch it yet.
Yeah, it's really good.
How many episodes is it?
4.
And you can only watch it on Peacock. God damn it. Roy Wood I haven't watched yet, but I did watch Ari. That was funny.
Yeah, Roy Wood was funny too. You should watch it.
I like Roy Wood. I interviewed him one time.
He was on this podcast.
Yeah, we had him on here.
Yeah, I know that.
All right, Prime Target starts on Apple TV this week. This looks pretty decent. About a mathematician who basically cracks all encryption codes.
Mm-hmm. This does look good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Star Trek Section 31. This is that movie with Michelle Yeoh. I'm going to watch it.
And Sam Richardson.
Yeah, Sam Richardson, Star Trek.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I saw that it was like she was leaving to start a different timeline.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not going to be canon. It doesn't have to be canon.
I don't think it's canon.
Yeah.
And Paradise. This is on Hulu. This is Sterling K. Brown's new show from the guy that made This Is Us. Looks pretty decent.
He's a Secret Service agent?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll probably watch it. He's such a great actor. I like him.
Yeah.
I won't watch This Is Us because I just can't take that much crying.
Right.
But him as an actor, I love him in anything else that he does.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Jeff. Now we're going to do staff picks. I don't have a staff pick.
Yeah, I didn't have one either.
So we're just going to have to.
I guess I could say Fly on the Wall with Dennis Miller.
Yeah,
really
I want to
good.
watch that.
They talked about Dennis Miller's hair plugs for quite a while, but there was a really good Norm story about how Dennis hired. It was just about how Dennis hired Norm to be a writer on his HBO show.
Oh, cool! I want to listen to that. Oh, you know what? I might as well say it. I want to watch the Howie Mandel or Howie. What is it? Howie does Howie Mandel has a podcast. Is that what it's called?
The one with Bill Burr.
Yeah, where Billy Corgan comes in.
Yeah.
Now they're not really brothers, right? That's all a bit.
No, they just hit it off,
and they look a lot alike.
Yeah. I listened to ATM. It's a new
Ass to Mouth, the new podcast.
Well, that's the funny part. It's a new podcast with Jim Jeffries and Amos Gill. He's also an Australian comedian, and they named this is their first podcast, and it was funny that it was called what was it called? It wasn't intended to be that way, but like everything that came up from all the comments was ass to mouth. And they were both like, son of a bitch. We're just going to call it that now. But it's pretty funny. If you like Jim Jeffries, they're just sitting on a couch with a microphone and he just does his thing. It's good.
Yeah. Cool. I'll check it out.
Mine is a true crime show on Paramount Plus called PD True. It's pretty unique in the sense that it's cop to cop interviewing each other. It'll have like one cop who's interviewing other cops about very high profile cases that they were right in the middle of. And while they're sitting there telling them how the whole thing happened, they'll show body cam footage of them while they were in the midst of it. The first 2 episodes of season 1 will have you on your edge of your freaking seat because it's about that Pulse nightclub thing. And it's intense, dude. And
man.
The guy who's interviewing him, he was on SWAT, and you're in the place, and there's so much about that I didn't know. But there's a lot of high-profile cases on there, that New York subway shooter, and it's kind of cool how, this isn't some goofball interview. It's another cop. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's called PD True. It's on Paramount Plus.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us, Stephanie. All right, let's do some plugs, shall we? I'm just going to do this voice. You know, I do weird voices at home, and if that Gil doesn't like him, he goes, stop doing that.
Stop doing that.
Hey, before we get to plugs and everything and the producers, the shout-outs and stuff, rest in peace to Cosette. Cosette was the cat that belonged to Brian and Chelsea Smith, and you can tell that they love that kitty, and like anyone who has a kitty should love their kitty. Or if you have more than one, because that's always best to have more than one. But rest in peace, Cosette. What a sweet little... It looks like Maine Coon.
Yeah, it looks like Donut.
Yeah.
It does kind of look like Donut.
God damn it, Donut.
I'm very sorry, you guys. So, the little gorgeous cat.
No. Then you mourn the cat for a little bit. Then you go to the shelter and you get a kitten. And you're like, oh, look at that. I miss my cat. I know, but look at the little kid. All right. Thank you very much to our Radio Labyrinth Patreon members. You can go to patreon.com/Tim Andrews and sign up at any level. And you'll get our Wednesday Radios in the Dark Patreon only show. We are meeting on February 8th to talk about some future things as far as Patreon goes and stuff like that. And other things we can do, especially for the producers out there who are, coughing up $25 a month and helping keep this show afloat. So if you guys have any ideas, please feel free to share them with us. And we'll take them into account. But if you'd like to become a member of our Patreon, again, go to patreon.com/Tim Andrews. And if you'd like to be a producer, again, that's $25 a month. You get a t-shirt from our t-shirt shop. I've reached out, John Allen, if you're listening and you made it this far, I've reached out twice with emails and I haven't gotten responses because you didn't get your shirt. And I want to know what happened from the company, or if it even showed up yet. Yeah. So if you're listening and you hear this, or if somebody knows him, let him know to get back in touch with us, because I want to make sure he gets his shirt, doesn't get, ripped off. But yeah, if you come in at $25, you're an executive producer of this show, and you're a part of it. I mean, we're doing it because you're helping us. So thank you to John Allen, Matt Carter, Chris Chandler, Mike D, Jim Fortner, Terry Fuller, Roby Neely, Jeff Peterson, Tim Slayton, and Brian and Chelsea Smith. And by the way, if you sign up, you'll get a doodle from me. I'll do a custom drawing for you, or you can print out one. You can get one of mine print out and sent to you. And as always, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, tell Dustin good job. But you can ask questions or comment on the show. It doesn't matter. Just put it right there, right below. Blah 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 blah. And if you're listening on a podcast app, hey, rate and review us. If we notice that you've left a review, we'll read that as well. In case I'm leaving anything out, I think we have a guest next week, but we'll let you know that when we record it. All right, guys. Talk to you next week. Until that time, please remember to keep it canon.
Enjoy the golden age.
Well, they say all good things come to an end.
What's that got to do with this show?
Lost in the radio labyrinth. We're gonna rock it like we're still young.